Welcome to Driveway Garage. I've been sick. This is my 5th day, but at least I can get out of the house. So I'm going to make a video because I came out to start my Trailblazer. The battery was completely dead. So I'll show you what I went through to get the battery out. Now, first of all, I'll flip this around. I got out my battery charger because my jump box is in my wife's car. I forgot to take it out. And I had it cranked up to 80 amps. And it was just clicking on and off. And finally it kind of built the battery up enough. It stayed on. And when I tried to start it, it would turn the engine over about one time, and that was it. So I'll show you something else I have. I've got a battery tester. I hooked that up to the battery, and it was showing weak. And then when I flipped the switch to turn it on, it just went right down to nothing. So the battery's bad. So I decided I better take it out. I don't know why car manufacturers can't make stuff simple. You know, to take your battery out, every bolt should have the same head size. If it's 10 millimeter or 7/16 or whatever. But they can't seem to do that. I've never taken this battery out. I just bought the vehicle a month ago, and I never looked at the battery. Hang on. I hope I can finish making this video. My voice is not too good. So anyway, I knew the battery was bad. I didn't know how old it was. So first thing I did was I took the battery terminals off. That's a 1/4 inch. There's the wrench I used. I think it's 1/4 inch. 5/16, my bad. Yeah. So I took those off. I got a little spark, but they weren't dirty, so I knew that wasn't the problem. It wasn't corrosion. So then I had to take this bracket off. Now there's a 10 millimeter here. There's a 10 millimeter under here. And there's a 10 millimeter stud sticking out. Right there, you can see it. That's got a nut on it. Get my flashlight to stay on. So I got those off, and I got this bar off. And then when I took that off, while I was taking it off, whoever worked on this last put this little short 1/4 inch bolt in this hole. This is like, I don't know, 3/8 maybe, but that just sat in there. It was just turning, not doing anything. So I gotta find a bolt for that. I love it when people do things wrong. They probably lost it or put it together wrong. Excuse me. Once you do that, you got to get this plastic cover off. Now the plastic cover, the battery terminals are sticking out the side here through those holes. So as you're trying to pull up on this, you've got to pry the sides of the box away so you can slip it up off of the battery. And you also have to disconnect this vent hose here, which is pretty easy. But this will be a lot easier because the battery's not in there. At least I hope it will be. There it goes. Now, there's a tie down, a hold down bolt or nut that goes right here. The battery slips underneath that. And this was a 1/2 inch. That's what I mean. You got 10 millimeters, 5/16. Where'd my battery? I suppose my battery's about dead now. Another dead battery. Time to charge the flashlight. Anyway, you take that out, then you can pull the battery out. Now my battery, as soon as I pulled the cover off, I could see it's probably pretty old because it was dirty. See how bad it is. But if you look at the date on it, 6/16. That means it's a 6.5-year-old battery. No, 8.5-year-old battery. So that's pretty old for a battery. I look at the sides of it. They don't look very good. Maybe it's built that way. I guess it was built that way. Looked like it had been frozen and popped, but I think the main reason it went dead is because I haven't driven it in 5 days. And it just sat here in the cold weather and went dead. And then it just won't take a charge now. But that's how you take the battery out. Putting it back in, that'll be the reverse, of course. Now, I tried to get an 800 amp battery from Walmart, but my son went to pick it up and they were out of them, even though it says they have 2 in stock. And so he ended up getting me a 750cc battery, which will be fine. I didn't want the cheapest one, which was about $69. So I was going to spend $139 and get the more expensive one because I drive a lot. I don't want my battery going dead in a year or two, hopefully. Anyway, put it in reverse. Just set it in there. Put your 1/2-inch nut on there. Make sure your battery's underneath that clip. And then, excuse me, put your plastic cover back over it. Then you put the metal rod back on. Once you snap it into place in these grooves, it'll slip over this stud down here. And you can put the nut on there. Hopefully you got the right bolt to go in there. The right bolt to go over here. And then let's see, that's held down. Oh, and then you put your terminals back on, connectors, and tighten them up. And a good time to check them, make sure they're not dirty, because if they are, you'll want to clean them. Use a wire brush or some baking soda and water. Anyway, that's how you change the battery out. Hope this helps somebody out. Have a good one.